Oh my God, this has got to be the most awkward presentation I have ever seen in my life. And yeah, I guess this guy does look a lot like me. What's up, y'all? It's Joe Master Lee here, and today we're gonna be checking out Diablo Immortal. Now, I really haven't been following along with the development of the mobile version of Diablo, but I have heard about the controversies last year when this game was announced. But this year, a lot of you have commented that I look a lot like Wyatt Cheng, the director for the game. Well then, you know I gotta go make a video about this now. So this is what I want to do. I want to check out the announcement from last year where Wyatt went up there, made the presentation, that really awkward Q&A session, and then I'll give you my take on terms of like what they could have done to make this work, or was this whole presentation just doomed for failure? Played 1, 2, and 3 over the years. And quite frankly, when Diablo Immortal was announced, I didn't really care one way or the other. I do think the game actually could work pretty well on mobile, because I do see a lot of other games like Diablo on mobile, and that touch interface actually could work really well too. But honestly, it's not a game I probably would ever go out of my way to play on my mobile phone. But I can't understand why so many fans were pretty pissed off last year when this game was announced. And hindsight's 2020, because this year they announced Diablo 4, and in that context, Diablo Immortal then becomes this added bonus. But last year, when nothing was announced regarding Diablo 4, and it's been 7 years since the last Diablo game, and you can imagine how longtime fans who've been hoping for another sequel was hoping that this big extravagant announcement regarding Diablo was for, as you can imagine, Diablo 4. When they didn't get that, the internet went crazy. Pretty much every video online of Diablo Immortal from last year has been downvoted to oblivion. And so many people are chattering about that Q&A session, which honestly feels like one of those things where you want to just crawl back into a cave and never have to show your face again if you were, the guy up there presenting. So I do feel bad for Wyatt here. But that being said, the guy has gotten to a position where he should know how to handle public appearances. Unfortunately, I think most developers come into these big presentations way unprepared. They don't go through enough training, either because they think they're too good for it, or they don't think they have time for it, or it's just not provided to them. So let's check out the announcement from last year. All right, and away we go.
Wyatt Cheng.
Hello, Blizzcon! BlizzCon.
Okay. I can see how people think I look like Wyatt. Bald, hefty Asian dude who reeks of gamer cologne. You know what I'm saying?
Love
I get it.
Diablo.
It's not just one of those things where all Asians look alike.
We love the way Diablo has brought millions of players around the world together to slay demons. Our modern world is an increasingly connected one. Our mobile devices keep us closer than ever to our friends, family, and loved ones. So we knew we want to use mobile devices as the platform for a new Diablo game, because nothing brings a family together like slaying demons.
He says that with such conviction, as if he really believes it.
Nothing brings a family together like slaying demons. We want to do it in a way that's true to Blizzard, putting gameplay first. We want to do it in a way that feels right for Diablo. We are making a full-fledged action RPG you can play everywhere with everyone. Now, I have a cinematic to show you, but first, allow me to set the stage. At the end of Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, Baal had corrupted the World Stone. The World Stone is an object of immense power. It has the power to create worlds. The World Stone was used to create Sanctuary. Baal, one of the primevals, had corrupted the World Stone, and that corruption threatened to echo through all of humanity, turning humans evil and violent.
All right, if you have to like go through this long exercise of explaining the backstory for this, your trailer probably isn't going to do a good enough job of getting people roped in. This is a little long.
The World Stone. It was the power of creation and the birth of our eternal conflict. From the high heavens to the burning hells, our desire to control that power poisoned its very nature. And so, I gave my life to destroy it.
Okay, interesting.
But its corruption spread.
Whoa, actually this cinematic looks pretty damn good. I thought it was just gonna be like cartoon animations and stuff, but no, this is Blizzard quality kind of CGI here. Ooh, felt that. Save me! Freaking awesome. I love it. I think you should have done that to begin with, buddy. That would have saved a lot of heartache and many weeks of CGI work for the people who had to create this.
If humanity is to survive, they must stand together and face the rising darkness. Though that may not be enough.
Tally ho! Let's do this! That was pretty damn good. I mean, honestly, Blizzard does great CGIs, right? But it's kind of overkill for a mobile game. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you ever really going to get that excited about a mobile game because the CGI trailer is freaking awesome and pulls at the heartstring and gets you all excited? I've never felt that way, but that may just be me.
Diablo Immortal. We are so excited about this game. Diablo Immortal is our chance to explore 20 years of untold stories that happened in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. What happened to Tyrael after the explosion of the World Stone? What was Deckard Cain up to during this time? Why did Malthael abandon heaven? I want to be there for the founding of the Demon Hunters and the golden age of Westmarch.
Look, I have to admit, his presentation so far is actually pretty good. Beyond a stumble here or there, he's definitely practiced his speech here. And he's very comfortable speaking, at least staying on script. So that's definitely thumbs up compared to most other presentations I've seen from developers.
We'll have new stories for beloved characters. We've partnered with NetEase to create Diablo Immortal. NetEase has been a close partner of Blizzard for almost 10 years, and their passion, dedication, and expertise have allowed us to bring Diablo to mobile. Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to see some gameplay. So up next, let's have a look at what Diablo
That was the
Immortal
most muted,
looks
yeah,
like in action. Let's roll
a
it.
reaction. All right, some gameplay here. Now, I've actually seen this gameplay footage before, so I think it looks great. I think the quality, the graphics, somewhere between Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, or it's probably more like a little bit, it's probably closer to Diablo 3 since Diablo 2 did not use the same technology that is similar to what mobile here is being done. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love that. I mean, this game looks really good for mobile. It honestly looks so good. I feel like if you could take the game and project it onto a larger display, maybe like a television, you get a joystick, I would honestly feel like I'm playing a brand new Diablo game. That being said, I'm willing to bet there are aspects of this game that probably tap into some free-to-play microtransaction stuff that I think most gamers are probably wary of, and probably colors a lot of what the reaction was last year as well. In other words, unless they announce how the business model is going to work, everyone's going to assume the worst when it comes to mobile. And yeah, that's how bad the game industry has absolutely abused gamers' trust when it comes to this device. So I get it. Gamers have a right to be irked and wary of this. It looked good. It really did look pretty damn good.
Authentic Diablo gameplay at your fingertips. We have new stories to tell, new skills for you to master. If you want to know more, we'll be back here on the Mythic stage in just a few minutes. For those of you who are here at Blizzcon, thank you.
It's a little bit awkward right now.
We are going to have... Sorry. We welcome you here to BlizzCon, and there has never been a better time to be part of this incredible Blizzard community.
I wonder if the transcriber is in sync and he's not able to follow along with what he's supposed to say. He's suddenly gotten very uncomfortable being up there.
We have a demo of Diablo Immortal playable here on the show floor in Hall D. And for those of you watching at home, visit DiabloImmortal.com for more information about Diablo Immortal. There has never been a better time to explore everything that Blizzard has to offer here at BlizzCon and alongside the rest of this incredible Blizzard community. As you wander the show floor, take time to say hi to those of us here at BlizzCon. Everybody at BlizzCon wearing the blue crew shirts at Blizzard would love to say hello. Have fun, make friends, and have an epic, epic BlizzCon. Thank you.
What the? Wow. You talk about a quick 10-minute turnaround from someone who is so confident up on that stage to being really nervous, stumbling over his words, so uncertain of like what to expect. It's almost as if that lack of reaction from the audience of no one's standing up and clapping, no one's going woo woo, that's really thrown him off, and he's gotten really flustered. Okay, so I want to see if I can get to some of the Q&A here, because that's when things get even more awkward based off of what people are asking and their response. I'll share some commentary on that as well.
Lord Fluffy Face of Diablo. I was curious.
Lord Fluffy Face.
I was curious. I see a lot of mechanics that we've kind of been begging for in Diablo 3 in this. Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
Ooh.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have
Everyone's got a
phones,
phone.
right?
You can play on your tablet too.
Oh, that response.
Yes.
So
You'd have to wait and see.
awkward.
Thank you.
Yikes. Do you not have phones?
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
Oh, Jesus.
No,
He's got the gall
it's
to
a
go up there and say that.
fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile, which everybody will get to play, and hopefully which will bring new heroes to Sanctuary, as well as welcoming our community back into it, and something we're very excited about.
I should say we're super excited about Diablo Immortal. We brought Diablo to consoles, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. We're gamers. Everyone at Blizzard is gamers. We play games on all platforms, and we're really excited about making a new Diablo game for mobile.
And the other thing is,
All right, there's a couple of fans out in that crowd. Maybe they're Blizzard employees. Maybe they're not. I don't know. It's very few people, though, responding positively.
the other thing to keep in mind is that every time we've launched a new Diablo game, especially on a new on a new format, on a console, every time we've improved the experience, and we brought that back to all the other versions of Diablo. So when we went on console, we brought things back on PC, we then improved both of them. The world of Diablo is vibrant.
So that's a good answer, right? It's talking about how they constantly iterate and bring mechanics into the other platforms. I think the problem here, again, is that people want Diablo 4, and they drop no hints of it. They probably should have at least been given the green light to say, like, yes, Diablo 4, there's something in development. And the fact that nothing was mentioned, I think, ultimately left people with a huge letdown in expectations.
This is one of the best times to be part of this community, and I think the future is, while not bright because Sanctuary is bleak, the future for you is going to be awesome.
All right, we have time for about one or two more questions.
No, we have time for one question. It's got to be fast.
So yeah, wow, man. They should have pre-screened some of those people who were asking those questions, because those were brutal. Oh man, leave it up to gamers to troll you in real life. You know, people are always talking about how anonymity online allows people to get away with some behavior that they would never showcase in real life. But I'll tell you, gamers being gamers, yeah, you know, this is a great example of people who have no problem still calling you out if they're not happy with something, and doing it in the most awkward way possible. First off, you know, when you start to go through situations like that, I can definitely tell you that PR training could absolutely help with that kind of issue. PR training is not about helping coach you to say what's on the cue card. It's helping you to deal with questions that you don't expect. You know, typically speaking, when you go on and do a presentation like this, and this is a big presentation, mind you, right? This is a presentation that's seeing not just the people in the crowd, but people all over the world who are live streaming the thing. And then even to this day, people are going back and watching it because, you know, it's BlizzCon again. And you also have people who are in the financial industry, analysts, people who manage money, who are deciding like what stocks to buy, who are judging Activision based off of what is being said here. So it's a big thing. This is not just going to some gaming magazine and doing an interview where they oftentimes throw a softball type of question. This is something where you really have to train for. Think of it as going in for an interview, right? You may have a couple of canned answers that you can throw at people based off of questions you know they'll likely ask, and that's fine. But the people who are most prepared doing interviews are the ones who know how to answer really difficult questions, the kind of questions that, well, why did you quit this job before? Or how did you deal with this failure at this other company type of thing? These are the kind of situations where you have to learn not to get flustered, where you have to know how to say things in a way that is concise and to the point. You really can't make up too much on the spot because people will call you out on it. There's always a more positive way to convey information, and I think one of the big problems here is that these developers should have at least in their back pocket to be able to hint at something bigger than the mobile game. Now, independent of how they could have been coached better to be able to handle these kind of situations, again, I really feel for these guys up here because they were clearly not prepared to deal with this kind of backlash. The problem is that this stems from, honestly, situation has been created long ago, which is why make a mobile game before having a new Diablo 4 game queued up, ready to go? Why bother to announce it before that is even in motion? Or I think even a more obvious question, which is why even do a mobile game? How do you go about announcing it? Because if they had screened this kind of thing up with a smaller segment of users, of their fans, they probably would have got a similar reaction, in which case they could have planned better. Blizzard is one of those companies that is very secretive about what they develop, and they will take a concept all the way through to pretty much a nearly done game before they bother to make a big announcement and win people over. Now, that's great for creating a lot of hype. That's utterly dangerous for the obvious reason, which is, what if you go down a path that actually isn't along what expectations are? Which is why now so many companies, including gaming companies, software development companies, startups, use a much more iterative process in development. You can absolutely tease people with a simple concept of, this is what we're planning to do, what's your feedback, here's the mechanic, how does it play? That saves you a lot of guessing of what you think users want, or in a worse case scenario, which is just not caring, right? This almost reeks of a company that no longer cares about what people think they're developing. It's more like, we're so confident in knowing what people want, we're just going to give it to them and they're going to like it. I don't think that works well anymore in an environment like today. And I think that's just a huge miss. We have so many opportunities today to have interaction and dialogue with gamers so that you can constantly re-index and create the optimal product, and along with that, create the optimal way to announce a product. I mean, this is a long video here right now going over a bunch of stuff, but I actually thought it was really important for me to share some thoughts in terms of why I think this problem occurred, why in hindsight it looked like it could have been dealt with in a lot better way, and ultimately, because I am rather unbiased in terms of how I feel about this. Again, for me, I don't really care to play it or not play it. I don't have one of those strong opinions because it's a mobile game. I'll just download it when it's out. It's not like getting hyped for a Diablo 4 type of thing. I can take a more objective view of what I think is happening here. But man, that was thoroughly uncomfortable. I am so glad I never had to live through something like that. That would honestly shatter my confidence for ever getting up on stage again. And I've been on stage making a lot of presentations before for games, board of directors, financial investors, like all sorts of things like that. This one is the most brutal one that I've ever seen. All right, let me know what you think. If you think this was one of those things that could have been handled better, how would you have dealt with it? All right, peace out, y'all.